Sometimes the most revealing moment of a football match actually happens long after the final whistle. Today, we're going to dive into a single post-match comment that really unpacks a huge challenge for any team that's chasing a title. So, on paper, a 1-1 draw away from home in the Premier League, that seems like a pretty decent result, right? But for any Arsenal fan who watched that game against Brentford, it just felt, deeply frustrating. It felt like a massive opportunity had just slipped right through their fingers. And it's that exact feeling, that sense of disappointment, that what if, that's really the starting point for our whole analysis today. Why on earth did a draw feel so much like a loss? Okay, so to really get why the reaction was so strong, not just from fans, but as we're about to see, from the opposition too, we've got to set the scene for the match itself. Look, Arsenal were in control for huge parts of this game. Their build-up play was clean, the team had a really coherent structure, and they were the ones dictating the tempo for most of the match. They even went ahead. So why the frustration? Well, it's because all that control just didn't translate into a win.
So, after the match, just as fans were trying to make sense of the result, a comment from inside the Brentford camp comes out and completely reframes the entire game. It gives us a fascinatingly different perspective on those 90 minutes.
Brentford's interim head coach, Keith Andrews, was asked about his team's performance, and his assessment was, well, let's just say he was pretty confident. He definitely didn't see a team that was lucky to scrape a draw. Not at all. And boom, there it is. This one quote just challenges everything. From an Arsenal point of view, they dominated. But what Andrews is suggesting here is that despite all of that control, his team, Brentford, was actually the one that felt closer to victory. Now, at first glance, you might just dismiss this. Simple mind games, a manager backing his players. But what if there's more to it? What if he was onto something? Let's peel back the layers here and try to understand what was really being said. The truth is, the match was really a tale of two very different phases, which honestly explains both points of view. It was a classic clash of styles and a huge clash of momentum. The tactical battle kind of played out in two acts. For over 70 minutes, you had Arsenal's structured, technical control. It was their game. But then, for this crucial 15 to 20-minute window, Brentford just unleashed chaos, fueled by their home crowd and this really direct, aggressive style of football. And this, right here, is the heart of the matter. After taking the lead, the absolute best teams, they suffocate the game. They make the opponent feel like there's just no way back. Arsenal didn't quite do that. A tiny drop in intensity, a few lost second balls, and all of a sudden, the door was cracked open for hope. And this brings us to the most crucial lesson here for a team that's chasing a title. This isn't just about one game anymore, it's really about the next stage of this team's development. This whole situation, the frustrating draw, the opponent's super confident claim, it all points to the next evolutionary step this team has to take to go from being a very, very good side to being a truly elite one. So the key idea is this concept of emotional authority. See, it's one thing to be better on the ball, to be technically superior, but it's another thing entirely to impose your will so completely that the other team just stops believing they can win. That right there, that's the mark of champions. In a strange way, that comment from Andrews is actually a huge backhanded compliment. He's speaking with so much confidence because getting a result against this Arsenal is now a massive achievement for other teams. It just shows the incredibly high standard this team is now expected to meet every single week. And so, this is it. This is the final hurdle. The team has proven its quality, there's no doubt about that. But translating that quality into relentless, victory-guaranteeing dominance, that is the ultimate challenge. You can really see the journey in two clear steps. Step 1, becoming a technically superior football team. Check, that's largely complete. But step 2, achieving that psychological dominance, that emotional authority. That is the next and much, much harder frontier. So, what does that actually look like in practice? Well, it means actively managing the flow of the game, especially right after you score. It means suffocating the other team's belief, making those final minutes feel like a formality, not some chaotic street fight. It's how you turn dominance into guaranteed points, week in, week out. Ultimately, it just leaves us with this one final thought to chew on. Technical skill gets you to the top of the mountain, for sure. But it's mastering the mind, that ability to completely crush an opponent's hope and impose your will, that truly separates the great teams from the ones who actually get to lift the trophies.